Hi.
Hi.
What are we doing today, my love?
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put some artwork on the inside of this Rolling Stones.
Hmm.
One of your favorite, Nick on a Stick. So originally I was going to let Linda do this video by herself, but putting blades in these games is a little difficult if you haven't done it before. And I know a lot of people use the wet method, but I use the dry method. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. I've learned a lot over the years. I have inner art in all my games. So, in fact, some of my inner art is power inner art, it's power blades. Some of my inner art is inner art, like the inner art tonight that was made by Tilt Graphics. Some of my inner art in my games is made by Stern. I get the factory sets. So, but this set tonight, and it's a cloudy, rainy day in New York right now. It's raining outside. It hasn't been a nice day, so it's a perfect day to do.
Show them to me.
I'm going to show them. They come in a nice bag. They come nice and flat, although they do get shipped rolled up. They get rolled up like this, and they come in a box. But I just leave them on the floor for a couple of days, and they're ready to go. So that's our art. You'll ask me why I have this pool noodle, as you call it, but for what I do for a living, it's plumbing, it's pipe.
It could be a pool noodle.
Could be a pool noodle. So I use this for two things. One is I'll put this on the head, and if I'm gonna ship or wrap a game, I'll put this down so it doesn't dent the rails. But the other thing I use it for, I'm going to show you shortly. So the thing you're going to start with is you need to get your glass out of your game so that you can access the sides.
I think I'm going to try.
Oh, you're going to give it a whirl.
Mm-hmm. I want to turn it off, though, because I'm going to fondle around inside.
You should always turn your game off.
Yeah, well, because I don't know what I'm going to touch exactly here, so I just know that I have to
open the door.
Yep, and unclip it. So I'm going to feel around for the little clips.
You have a table.
It's the kind of year that does those clips.
Doesn't slide.
Well, I feel like this is tight.
Always close your coin door so you don't scratch the bottom
because
of the glass.
Especially if you're a little nervous like me as you're sliding it out, it could get really close or hit it, right?
That's right.
I'm gonna put this on now.
Well, that's what we use this other use for this pool noodle pipe insulation is we put it on the end of the glass. This one's a little loose because I've been using it for the heads. I have other ones that I just put a slot. I buy it in one piece. They'll call it Armorflex or foam pipe insulation.
Oh, Bobby Keenworth, you gotta put it for me.
Sure.
Thank you, love. I tried to go easy with it, but
so we can.
Thank you.
Put it on the ground. You never want to put your glass on a cold floor or on a hard floor. The glass can just hit it just a tiny bit and it'll just shatter. I've had it happen twice in 20-something years. It's not a pretty sight.
I learned something else before we started this.
Go ahead. What did you learn?
Go ahead. Tell me what's the next thing we should do.
The next thing is you have to get the balls out.
Okay. Now, Dennis showed me. I'm going to grab you for a second because I want to show you what I can't do. And then he showed me a trick because I can do it. So there's a coil in there. I need more light.
Here.
Yeah, I know. I see it. I got it. Hold on. Watch your big paw. So right here, this, if you could flick that hard enough, which I can't, I think I can't do it. Not even, I'm a righty, so I'm going to come in with this hand, but I'm still not going to be able to do it. Almost?
Almost. There's one.
Oh, I got it. I'm sorry, I stopped videoing on accident, but I'm right back. Where is it? There it is. All right, so that's one way to get it out. That yellow coil right there. Hold this ball for me. All right, here, you got to flick this up. All right, but Dennis also showed me another way to do it, so I'm going to show you that now. I'm sorry I interrupted the video. Yeah. What?
You're going to edit this?
Yeah, I'm going to put them together. You want to start over?
No.
We're okay. One and done here.
So.
All right, so you can test that coil and it'll shoot out the balls for you.
So another way to do it is to turn your game on. And Linda learned this, so I'm going to let her show you.
Well, like literally 10 minutes ago.
Start
so you have button. To, yeah, I actually did it once.
Get into diagnostics.
And then
use your red buttons to switch over to coil. Now hit the black button.
I use it says volume plus and minus, the volume plus. So to coil menu and then test.
Right.
And then we want to test this, but then there's a little
white switch.
You got to pull it out. Oh, it's the door switch. And then it lets you test the coil, and then you hit the black button.
And it shoots the ball out, and it'll drop down where you can then grab it. That's a much easier way.
I can't flick them out. But you don't have to flick them out. Oh, there's one more.
That's it. 4. And if you ever want to know how many balls are in a game, it always, if the stickers here will always say how many to install in a game, right on your under your lockdown. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to shut the game back off, and then we want to shut the coin door, and we're going to lift the plate. On these games, Stern was using these little threaded rods. Back then in 2010-ish, when they started using this, I remember it was on Iron Man, was the first one, but maybe it was Rolling Stones. But it was sometime around that time they started using these, and everybody hated it. They said how cheap it was. It's not so bad. The rails are nicer, but you just slide it out, and you want to lean your game. You want to lean your play field up against the head of the game. Now, I want to show you that you can move this back and forth.
Let me come closer.
Back and forth with the rails. And you need to know this because you're going to have to do this when you put your blades in. So this is how you have to prepare the game to get ready to put your art on. Now, I already cleaned these sides with rubbing alcohol. I use 70% rubbing alcohol, and I clean the sides to get any wax or grease and to get the surface prepped for these stickers. So they'll stick much better. They will stick without doing that, but I find that they stick better if you do that. So now the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to open these out of the package. So these are just stapled shut, and you just open them up. And then you're going to pull these out of the package. Now these do have installation instructions here.
Let me check that out.
Check that out. So a lot of people now get a little confused because 2 of these are on one, so their first, inclination is to just peel it off. But that is not what you should do. What you should do is get yourself a nice sharp pair of scissors, and you're going to see where the artwork is going to peel. There's a little white line, and then there's another little white line. You're going to cut evenly in between.
Let me make sure we saw that good. Show me again. Where's the little white line?
Do you see the little white line? There's artwork here. We're going to cut this artwork in between the 2 white lines. And you want to be careful. Take your time. There's no rushing. But you want to carefully cut this. And you just want to slowly cut it. Now, I'm gonna tell you, if you really want to if you really want to make it easier to cut, you can peel. This little piece in between is not going to get used. So what you can do is you can just peel this the whole way, all right? And that'll leave you nothing but the white paper. And this little extra adhesive can just get cut off.
Did you do something special to get the stickers ready to go on?
I did not.
The inner art? You laid it out flat?
Yep, that's all
That's
I
it?
did. I got them in a box. They were rolled up. I unrolled them and I just laid them on the floor over there. And they've been sitting there for about a week. But usually I can just leave them there for a day or two and they're fine.
Yeah, like overnight.
But it's much easier to just cut the white paper without the artwork. The material is a vinyl adhesive, and it's much harder to cut straight when the vinyl adhesive's still on there. So I like to take it out of my way. So now you turned 1 into 2. And this is going to be much easier to work with now. But you're going to have to take another step. And I'm going to take this one first. You want to line this up while the backing is still on it. So you want to cut as close as you can.
Come a little closer.
You want to cut as close as you can.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right if you hit this little bit of artwork here because that's also, anything beyond that white line is fine. But I like to cut the paper out of my way there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go over here also and I'll cut across.
I'm surprised it took so long for this to be a regular thing in pinball machines. Aren't you? It's the perfect place to put some artwork.
It really, after you have it, you need it on all your games.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got a nice cut piece. Now I do this because I want to dry fit it. I don't want any adhesive showing yet, and I want to see how this is going to line up.
Mm.
Now, Stern games have a 1/4-inch screw, wood screw, and a washer here to hold the flipper nuts, but you don't need those. You can take those out because the flipper nuts don't come loose. So on some games, on some artwork, I have to take them out because they're in the way. In this case, they're not in the way, and I'm going to leave them in place. Now it's up to you how far you want to get this. But I know that this lines up good, and I'm happy with the way it fits. It seems to be sized correctly. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to cut my other side here. And I'm going to just, again, make sure you don't, on this one I peeled the artwork. So it doesn't have to be super close. You just want to get close enough so that, you know, it doesn't get in your way for lining it up to make sure. And these are scissors that they're sharp, but they're not my best pair. I have better pairs. So even if they're a little dull, it's not going to hurt you. And then really I would go to the other side because of where the camera is. I'm going to do that after. Linda can go to the other side and slide the camera to that side. But these seem to fit pretty good too. So what's important now is you want to find a spot that you're happy with. These can go, it has at least an inch or two of adjustment.
Sorry for bumping.
Way.
I'm telling people I'm sorry for bumping. When I moved it like...
So this, now you just want to peel the front. And you want to peel the front. And I just leave, when I'm working like this, I'll just leave these pieces in my game and clean up at the end. But you want to get yourself a little piece And now you're going to have to eyeball. You have to have some idea of what straight is versus the top here and the sticker. So I like to leave myself about an eighth or so of an inch underneath the black line here.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Lift your head just one sec. Yeah, I want to.
it's very important that you just push down a little here and get yourself started. Don't worry about, because look, if I make a mistake, I can still peel it and it doesn't hurt it. And it doesn't ruin the adhesive. So you have many opportunities to get yourself lined up. But I'll go about 6 or 8 inches and see, I'm off. And look, I missed a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. So all I'm trying to do is find a straight spot. And you'll notice I'm only pushing down on the adhesive up here. I don't want the adhesive to set. And now I just want to keep peeling my paper. And I want to make sure that my line is staying straight. And I'm staying higher up. You'll notice. I stay up here. I don't push down there yet. Because I can still peel it. So I don't want to get the adhesive to set. Now, as you're pulling these, get your paper out of your way. You don't need this. This is just going to get in your way, and it's going to make it hard to install. And you see now, you want to stay flat and flush because you don't want air bubbles, and you just want to keep going. Now, what's important is you want to pull this paper through your playfield. Now, I like to get myself straight. So you don't want to go too far, and you don't want to have a bubble. Now, I like to, this is why I was showing you, I like to push this back, okay? And then I want to get past here. Now look at where I am, and my paper's still behind, creased, and look at where I am. Now I can move the playfield up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can peel and I can keep going.
All right,
And
hold
my
on. Let me
paper's
get
still
back
here.
there. Yep, got it.
My paper is still here, and all I'm doing is peeling the back. And as I peel the back, I want to continue sticking the adhesive.
I have to abandon the tripod.
Now, what's great is, now I'm behind the playfield. Now you got to make sure you're up far enough. And in this case, I also now want to peel this. I want to cut that off. And now I want to make sure my playfield's not going to hit. Now my playfield's down and out of my way, and I can see it the rest of the way. Now, I like the fit of this, so I know I'm confident that I like this. And this is where I'm staying. Now, once you start rubbing this, there's no bubbles, it's nice and smooth. It's very important that you take a soft cloth, which I have some here. Clean, soft cloth. Terry cloth is the best for this. And it's important to wipe with the terry cloth and get that adhesive activated. Push on it and get it to stick real good. Now I'm going to lift my playfield back up. And I'm going to lean it.
Did you feel a bubble right there?
Yep, that's why I got a little spot, but I'm able to just rub it right out because the terry cloth I won't rip or tear, and it's nice and soft. And you see, I'm right up to the and you see I got a little wrinkle there. So all I got to do is peel it, and look, I push, and the wrinkle's gone. Done. So easy. But it's easy. I've done many of them. Do you want to switch sides, and I'll do the other side now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm bringing this.
Now, do the same thing we did, and it doesn't make a big mess. Here's what's in my cabinet. This is a nice, clean, perfect game, so I don't want it to be messy. And now I can dry fit my other side. Now, another thing is, when you're doing this playfield will push a little bit that way. If you push on it, it gives you more room here. It's only 1/8 of an inch, but it's a lot of room when you're dealing with paper and a sticker. And again, if you line it up, and I like the way this lines up, I'm happy with it. Now, I am going to tell you that Stern has these little pieces of metal here that they keep the playfield centered. Okay? That one's over there for some reason, and this one's here. So I'm going to loosen, not take off, but loosen. This one I'm going to take out, because this one's in my way. That one I'll take out. This one I'll just loosen. This one's just a little high and hitting the bottom of the artwork, so I'm going to turn that down, and then I'll turn it back up after I get my artwork in. So here's your next one. You're going to peel a tiny bit like we did before. You're going to cut this little piece of paper off to give yourself some adhesive to get started. Now, again, you just want to find the line here, and you want to find what makes you happy. I know I like the way that looks, so I'm just going to start going now. And again, I'm going to push my playfield back. I'm going to make sure that I get far enough ahead. I'm going to cut my cardboard, my backing out of the way. The wax paper, it's not cardboard, it's wax paper. I'm going to cut that out of the way. I'm going to make sure that my blade is flush and not bubbling when I come through here. And then I'm just going to take this end and I'm going to, look, peel right through. So now I got a little crease there. No big deal. I can peel it back because I'm not pushing on the whole, blade, on all the, I just want to make sure that I got enough that it's going in there flush. And now I got to get my wax paper back. And you'll notice, look, I can push the playfield up. I can get this in. And I get as far as I can, and I'm peeling my wax behind. And look, now I can move this up. And really, I'm in a spot now where I could just finish if I want to, just because of my experience with doing this. but going slower is better. It's not a race. So take your time, and you'll get it done without ruining it. So in my case, I've done this so many times that I'm confident that I can peel that. So this is the other side. And again, take your cloth and just push firm and just wipe it on there.
They look great.
I am happy with the way they turned out.
Mm-hmm.
So don't forget, I moved this, and this is why I moved it. You see where it ends up on there. And it's fine. You can tighten this back up. It won't hurt anything. This is one of the favorite tools I use. VACO, V-A-C-O. 1/4-inch nut driver, USA, magnetic. Nice and long. When you got to work on stuff, this gets you in there and holds the screw for you.
Mm-hmm.
In most cases, the new metal now is not so magnetic, but the magnetic metal, it works really good. So I use this for a lot of stuff, but I tighten these back up, and you can see now how beautiful these look in place.
Show the clips that I unclipped before.
So these are the clips for the lockdown bar.
Yep.
And if you want to see how it works, this is a lockdown bar. And when you reach in this door, you got to kind of feel around. Look, I don't even have to look. I know where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
See? Look. And I know to get it off, I want to push that up. I want to push this up. And then I want to lift this out of my way. And before I take the glass down, I always want to close and lock my door so that the bottom of the door doesn't hit the glass and scratch it. It will definitely scratch the glass, and then you'll have a scratch, or you got to buy a new sheet. This video should show you the easy way to dry fit blades. I'm going to do more videos like this.
How many blades have you installed in the games, though? Because,
over the years?
Yeah, you've done a lot, right?
Over the years, the first blades I ever installed was a set of Pin Graphics blades in 2014. I had no idea what I was doing. And I did use the wet method, I have to be honest. But it didn't work well for me. You can use too much wet, too little wet. It also, in my opinion and in my experience, it seems to affect the adhesive in a way that it sticks. And then over the years, I just learned. Mm-hmm. That's it. I taught. I've ruined some blades. I've had to call and ask for another left or right side over the time. But if I had to give a number of how many sets I've installed, a couple hundred. But, you know, so
well, because you do make it look easy, though.
I make it look easy,
but
it is easy. I don't make it look easy because I'm a brilliant person. I make it look easy because I have experience. But I wish somebody would have done a video like this and showed me
the step-by-step.
This
how to control that big sticky sticker.
Oh my God! It would have said. The first time I did them, I peeled them, and I had this big long thing that's sticking to me. It's getting dirt under it, and when I put them on, it had bumps everywhere. It looked terrible. So, you know, some of the key notes are you want to clean this ahead of time with some.
That was in the directions. That was
70% rubbing alcohol because that allows it to prep the surface and it'll stick. It's almost like if you were going to glue pipes together that were PVC, you prime it and then you put your PVC glue on. Primer is it makes it adhesive. It makes it stick.
Mm-hmm.
It preps the surface. So we prep the surface.
Why don't you put the playfield down so we can see it all together?
Okay, that's a good idea. So when you slide this, they have a little bump on them. Don't be afraid. Just push even. You want to go down smooth. They do make protectors that you can put in here for when you're putting the play fields up and down. If you're not confident with putting it up and down, you can get a set of the protectors that hang on here and protect them. But I think these fit the game great. I think these look wonderful.
Also, that shooter rod.
Yep.
Looks fantastic from Tilt.
Yeah, it does look good. And this
So
is what
cute.
it looks like lit.
Let me come.
See, and when I put my, look, I hit it right there.
What
I
happened?
can straighten that out. Just a little crease that I put in it. Yeah, it's all right. You got to be careful.
All right. Looks great.
Looks great.
Nice job.
Thank you. What do you think?
I think people should like and subscribe.
Subscribe.
And
like.
see you next time. Peace
Love.
and
Pinball.
pinball.